What is up, my gamers? We are GamerAction, as you know. My name is Nick. This is Brittany. This is Lulu Legacy. A few things we have for you today: a little bit of tech, a little bit of game review, and a little bit of
global news.
Global news. Yeah. That's right. So. As always, you guys, GamerAction.gg. Go sign up for our tournaments. We're doing a free week this week. We may even do a free week because we may need a little bit more testing on those 1v1 brackets. So stay tuned for more information on that. Brittany, start us off with some global news.
Yeah, so Activision Blizzard, they have brought on TeamSpeak as the broadcast communications partner for Call of Duty. This is a 3-year deal. The league will integrate TeamSpeak into all in-game communications through the year 2023, according to a release. A statement from TeamSpeak says that our technology ensures seamless in-game communications for every scenario, whether all virtual or for live or in-person events. So yeah, so Call of Duty brought the TeamSpeak on, and looks like they're pretty committed to it with that 3-year deal. And
yeah, no, I think that's a good move. If they have one person that's really dedicated to a specific game, it's going to be much more in-depth communication within that game, and I think it's a really bold and big move for them. But it definitely could pay off for them because obviously people love the commentation in live game.
That's right, and TeamSpeak, you know, they've really made a reputation for themselves. So I think that this is going to be a good move. I think, and entering into a 3-year deal, they must feel the same way. So
something I wanted to talk about today, which not a lot of people really give a lot of thought to, is just the controller evolution throughout the years.
Yeah.
And it's something that has come a really long way. I mean, we're talking from the OG Atari joystick, you know, just a unidirectional, and you know, it's now we have the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller, which you know has a microphone in it. It evolves the trigger pressure for different variations of the game. So I mean, it's absolutely incredible the technology that they're putting into just the controllers alone in order for you to play these advanced games.
Right.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about, you know, some of the best controllers and some of the worst controllers, in my opinion, and obviously you guys' opinion, and we definitely want to hear what you guys think as well. And I think the best controller that I have ever played with is the original PlayStation DualShock. This was released in 1997, and it was the first PlayStation with the dual joystick. It rumbled. What else did it have? It was a nice shape in your hand too. It was a compact controller that all your fingers could reach the buttons. It wasn't too spacious like the Xbox remote. I think is a little bit too big, where the buttons aren't as compact, where you can easily access them. So what do you guys think? I mean, best controller.
Am I allowed to choose the Atari joystick? Okay.
That would be your best.
That's my favorite. Okay, that's my favorite.
I no longer have a favorite since I'm mouse and keyboard player. So you know, I'm a little entitled to that,
if you will.
I'm too cool for controllers.
Way too cool for that school. So, but my least favorite is going to be the Sega Genesis controller. It's the bulkiest thing ever, and I was a little girl with little tiny little hands, and I couldn't even get them all the way around. It was so
I can see that being that
and I have bad memories.
It sounds a little like PTSD, but
it's a little. I couldn't beat my brothers. I couldn't touch the button.
Oh, that is PTSD.
Worst one ever.
I thought Sega was a good console, but I think you're right. Controller-wise, it was I think you said the shape was a little bit off, didn't fit in your hand really well. But
is that your least favorite?
No, definitely not.
What's your least favorite?
The one that fits in your hand the worst is the Nintendo 64.
So that's so I know I said the Atari joystick. I'm very obviously kidding. That's my favorite. But I also had the most experience to this day playing Mario Kart as a kid again, and I won against my brothers, and so that
I like that controller just because of the nostalgia behind it. Because
that's probably what it is. Yeah, I think I'm emotionally attached to the Nintendo 64 controller.
It was just something that was unnecessary, I thought.
Why did they have?
It did have the extra piece. It did, but the nostalgia behind it, I'm emotionally attached.
I mean, it's an iconic image. It looks like
it is iconic.
So, fun fact here: the difference between the Nintendo 64 controller and the PlayStation controller, how many years apart do you think they were?
A year?
1 year
Okay.
apart. So the technology that's in that PlayStation DualShock controller and that piece of crap Nintendo 64 controller is 1
Don't
year.
you talk about it that way.
1 year. I
Yeah,
thought
no,
it
that a
touched
lot happened in a year.
I will
Rumor
say-
of my childhood.
Nintendo 64
Oh my
was a great console as well. I mean, a lot of great games came out of it.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I thought the controller was a little bit lacking as,
Yeah.
as far as that
A
goes.
little wonky.
But I will give Nintendo their props. They did come out with one of the most dynamic controllers ever made to this day, and that is the Nintendo Switch.
And hands down, I mean, I think everybody can agree that that
Right.
is like, yeah.
I mean,
I want one.
We need to get you a Nintendo Switch so you can
I want to
participate.
play Zelda.
Okay, it's on the list.
so that's a good point. Is the controllers are so dynamic where obviously it snaps on the sides of the screen, so you can play basically like what's the handheld one?
Like a
Nintendo
Game Boy
Switch
or the Nintendo DS.
DS. The
oh,
DS.
oh.
It's pretty much an all-in-one feature to where you can play
That's
it like a console on the big screen,
Mhm.
or
Or you can slide it on.
move it,
That's
and
right.
then you
Yep.
can play it anywhere in the house, and then someone else can play a game.
And you
on
can
their
also
own.
play.
Yeah.
You can actually play 2-player with one of the controllers.
Yes, you
which
can.
is
Yep.
absolutely insane to me. So
Yep.
just the technology that's in it, they are very pricey. I think they're probably the priciest controllers out there right now.
Mhm.
But it's just because of the functionality of them are just so diverse. So.
Ingenuity behind it.
It is.
It's advanced for us.
Right.
No one else has that right now.
Mhm. That's true.
Yay, Nintendo! Yay!
Yay!
I know we were talking about how E3 was canceled for this
Mhm.
year. Very, very sad.
Well, wait, was it canceled? Can we clear that up? Was it canceled or was it just moved it to virtual?
Well, they moved to virtual,
convention
but
was
the convention
canceled.
was canceled.
Oh, okay. So the
That's right.
convention, I just wanted to clear that up.
But yes, they're gonna go to like live streaming and
Mhm.
and that kind of thing. Doing the
Okay, so they're doing a little something. So
it's
so
gonna
what
be
are your
a
thoughts?
fully virtual event.
Okay.
So last year at E3, so E3 2019, they debuted a controller that I thought was probably one of the most unique controllers out there. And it is a Miller Lite can controller.
What?
Yes.
What?
It is a Miller Lite can that actually has beer in it, and wrapped around is a very small film where they put the buttons to a remote that is flush with the actual can.
Huh. Explain.
Bluetooth, battery pack, everything.
Okay, functionality
D-pad,
actually.
start,
Be perfect for the
Select.
man.
So as far as the
4
functionality,
buttons.
I'm like
Terrible.
I'm not. Well, I don't imagine it's good, but I can imagine as far as functionality goes, they can make it happen. My question is why?
Why not?
Okay.
That's the real question.
That's the
Why
real question.
not?
Yeah, that is
It's
why.
It's perfect for the man cave. You know, you put it up on display.
Well, what then? I mean, it has
Look
beer
at
in it,
it.
so you
Look at
never
it.
drink the beer.
Can you shotgun the beer out of it?
That would be probably the best. I mean, I think you would have to,
Yeah,
right?
that's the best case scenario. That's good job, guys.
That's-
You guys have
Exactly.
done it.
We've come a long way.
We've come a long way. And that's the real evolution of the controller.
That's right.
So, Last of Us 2, it's the second act to Naughty Dog's PS4 exclusive Last of Us, which was released in 2013. It went on to gain 13 nominations, won 10 awards, including Game of the Year, Best Overall Action Adventure Game, and Best Overall Sound. So you can imagine that people are really anticipating Last Part of Us Part 2.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
Absolutely.
The standards are high.
I was just
Very,
going to say they have a lot to live up to after that, but
Mhm. Well, the game's developer, Naughty Dog, is known for making compelling storylines and fast-paced action, similar to a cinematic movie, which is pretty cool.
right. I think you mentioned that. That's right.
Mhm. They know how to make the player feel involved and a part of the story unfolding before them, which they were also able to do when they created the also PS4 exclusive Uncharted series, one of my favorites.
Oh, I love Uncharted. There's one I can get in on. I can get on this
on that
discussion. I love that game.
I
love Drake.
Naughty Dog. I know. Oh, I kind of. Yes. So, anyway, the writers of Last of Us 2 have so far informed us of the emotional aspect of the storyline. Yes, there's some blood and gore, extensively rated M, guys. So, but the desire is to make the player empathize with the antagonist, to understand the feeling behind the desire of bloodlust and revenge, the unstoppable will to see the conquest of payback over her enemies through. It's going to be very thought-provoking, emotional experience that sometimes might make you feel uncomfortable with the violent actions and decisions your character is going to have to make.
Well, this is really psychologically compelling. That's interesting that they're taking that approach.
Behind it.
So is this a game that when you make a decision, it kind of changes the course of the game?
It can, like the NPCs are going to be a lot more reactive emotionally to your decisions.
Wow,
like say
that
like,
is
if you
huge.
shoot their friend, they're going to react, call their friend's name, and like emotion and crying and things like that. You're gonna feel the emotion behind it.
I wonder what this is going to do. Like, I wonder which direction this is going to go. Because, I mean, I think a lot of times we used video games psychologically to disconnect. And I think that it's the one space that you can kind of, well, there can be blood, gore, killing, savaging. And you don't think about it. You don't have to address it emotionally. And I think that might be the point a lot of the time.
True.
And I think that this is going to be very interesting. I think psychologically,
feel too much. Though.
Right. That's my concern. My concern is that it might make people feel too much. I also am thinking that the psychological component of it, though, might be a little bit addicting. Because you're going to go through that wave of emotion, but that you can still disconnect from. That's going to be very interesting.
Yes.
Oh, I'm very interested in this.
I agree.
You have my attention with a little deep dive on emotion.
Psychology over here.
Yeah,
right? Exactly. But it's part 2. It's the second half of part 1, and it's set 5 years after. Post-apocalyptic world. It's filled with clickers who infect people and turn them into zombies. And it's about human survival that drives people to become more rabid animal than human. It's a story of following a young girl and the loss of all that she knows and loves, and how it develops her, and you get to feel the pain from the experience with her.
This is going to be intense.
Right? The first one was very violent, and I believe since it's a rated mature title, part 2 most definitely will be as well.
Carry that over. Why not?
Yeah.
Right? It's the emotional storyline.
And I think
the emotional raw human experience. I think part 2 will hit us even harder than part 1.
Which I don't know if that's going to be good or bad. I'd be very interested to see. Let us know what you guys think. Leave some comments. Let us know. This is going to be good. The emotional component, will it be good or bad?
People love the drama.
The drama.
That's right. But we have prepared a short clip for you guys, so we're going to see you right after.
You have no idea what you're walking into.
What are you doing?
You don't know how large that group is, how armed.
I don't care. You can't stop this. What the hell are you doing here?
You think I'd let you do this on your own?
Alright guys, I'm super excited about Last of Us 2. It's going to be released on June 19th, 2020. Super excited.
All right, well, let me give you guys some trivia. So here's our question of the day. What was the most popular launch title released with the original Xbox in 2001? So that was our question from Friday. The answer is Halo Combat Evolved. So next week's trivia question, give it to us.
Okay. So it's going to be Legend of Zelda fans, Ocarina of Time. How many stones did Link need to collect in order to go through the Temple of Time?
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us. Make sure you stay tuned for more information, more tech, a little bit more news. Make sure you hit that bell for notifications and subscribe to our YouTube.
Yes, please.
Catch you guys later.
Bye.